Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the second live stream. I'm just trying to make sure that everything works. Oop. But I think everything should work. Okay, so today we're going to be working on, um, what was it? Um, Today we're going to be working on the, or making a status, on, like, let's say, um, it's so we can it's going to be like another device where it will tell you whether or not the person is available or not, um, or something like that. It's going to show like a picture, and the picture is indicating I'm available, or the picture is indicating I'm not available. This is this is this is for people that, let's say, are working from home and either, let's say, have let's say, kids. Then at least the person that is viewing the app or viewing the screen, it shows that they're not available. So let's get started. So here we go. All right. So let's first of all name the project. I'm just gonna name it status light, or, well, start go. That'll be the app's name, and then we can go ahead and name it menu screen and such. And let's go ahead and let's change it to classic, actually. And then we can go ahead and put a font size, or put the font size, and then we can go ahead and do version 1.0.0, 1.0.0, and so on. And we'll just put review under beta. Let's actually make it a little smaller. And as always with these live streams, I am looking at the live chat, so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's actually make this a little smaller. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a background color. I think red might be okay. Let's see. Okay, we can go ahead and do, let's find a logo, actually. Go ahead and choose an image, and we'll put a flag. There we go. And let's make it a little smaller. And we'll make it blue. We'll go ahead and center that. And then we'll name it Start Go. I think that should be centered. Let's go with that. And let's go ahead and change the font family. I do like comic as the font, but you can choose whatever font you would like. And actually make it a little closer. Okay, so we went ahead and did that. Let's actually change this to the color white. Okay. So of course the app would look like this. I think I need to make this a little closer. There we go. Okay, that should work. Or actually, what if I just do that? And then, wow, I'm really focused on this part. Alright, there we go. Okay, so since we have that now, we can go ahead and let's do a username and password section. Now I don't want to make the text boxes too big, so we're gonna make it a little smaller. We'll go ahead and name it username, and then right under it will be password. Is it me, or does it look a little uncentered? Oh, that should be fine. Alright, and we'll go ahead and put login. And let's go ahead and make the border radius a little, like, a little curved. Okay, so let's see, what else can we add? Okay, so we can go ahead and add a copyright here on the bottom. Make it font size 10, or whatever you would like. You don't have to add a copyright. I usually just add one. And then we can go ahead and center that. And let's actually make it think the think times would be good. All right, and then we can go and we go have a, or what do you call it? Already have this. Let's actually though, let's make this. Let's put this a little on top. Okay, so we can go ahead and add a text box actually, and you'll see why in a minute. But we can go ahead and center that, and then we can write description as the ID. and we'll make it a little bigger, of course. We'll duplicate that and put that here. And we're going to be using radio buttons. Now, in my previous videos, I haven't used the radio buttons yet, but it's sort of the same thing as using a using the regular button. It's just really hard to center it. Now, of course, you can just use the UI, but I prefer just to use buttons. It's a little more faster. Okay, there we go. Get rid of those, and we're going to name each radio button. So option 1, option 2, and option 3. And let's actually program this screen first. So in the menu screen, every time that you, let's say click, or actually, no, hold on. You can actually name that menu, but here in the, well, no, we can actually code it from here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set the text on the description to something. Notice that I didn't put an on event or anything like that. It's just gonna automatically do it. So on the description, we're gonna say let people know that you are either busy or ready or not ready or free. Let people know that you're either busy and or free. You can actually, hold on, I'm gonna copy this and then I'm going to paste this. And yeah, and then we're gonna go ahead and make the font size a little smaller. Now we can go ahead and change the font family to not that. Why did it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have that and we have this. So now we're going to go ahead and program the options. So every time option 1 is clicked, it will just say this text. Now I believe you can actually, let's see, I'm not sure if you can. I think you can. Get checked. But then again, it won't really give you the option. I think a more alternative way is just to using the on event. But as soon you do the on event, and if option 1 is, let's say, clicked, then it will then, let's see, not set checked, the radio button, or no, I think set checked might be a little better. checkbox is different. So we can do set checked. And option 1 as true. And then the rest, like option 2 and option 3, should all be false. There you go. So usually in this case, sometimes if we let option 2 already checked, it looks like it's able to do it without this, but I prefer to have this at least just in case. Oh, it's because it's in its own radio group. What if we were to change this? Yeah, see, for example, let's say this is clicked or this is clicked. At least if you click option 1, it clears the other two. So we're actually gonna okay. So we're gonna go ahead and copy that also. So we're gonna assume that there is no radio group on here. Okay, so when you click option 1, it says that. But when you click option 2, and this will go false and then true. We're gonna put a based web uh, browser. Based web browser only. There is no need to install anything to use our server, to use the app. Alright, there you go, and then there you go. So we need to make the text box a little bigger. We'll put it all the way there. There you go, and then I can see each one. Alright, so now we have that, we can go ahead and do option 3. And then option 3 would say, let's see, let her easy to use and operate. Simply for you only and for others. There you go. Now, the reason you would add a description is sometimes you want to let people know a basis of what your app is. Well, yeah, you want people to know like what your app exactly does. For some for certain cases, let's say someone downloads it randomly in the App Store. At least if you have a little description of what it is, and they didn't read what your app exactly does, they can at least know that this is what your app does. It lets people know that you're either busy or free. It's a web-based browser, and I can actually rename that a web-based browser. And of course easy to use and operate. Why is this one? Oh, make that false and put that as true. Alright. Okay, so we have that. We can go ahead and program the username and password section. So here on the account, we're gonna go ahead and rename it accounts and do username, password, and we'll go ahead and do a rank of the account. What else? Time created, and let's see what's another thing we can add. We have a username, we have a password, we have a rank, we have a time created, and let's go ahead and do no, actually, I think that should be it. Oh, status. Now, in most cases, let's say you want to delete a user or block a user, you can at least have a status, so people know, okay, it's this account is blocked, something like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually create like a username. Um, let's do John, and then our password will just be Doe. Actually, we can also have a name section. So John Doe. The rank will be standard. Time created will be not applicable. Status will be active. Alright. So we went ahead and made like a fake username and password. So we can go ahead to our code and program the login section. So every time you click button 1, it will read the records. Actually, we can go ahead and actually have a loading screen. And we'll make it green a little. And then I'll copy actually, we can duplicate this. And then I'll go ahead and copy that background color. Go to screen 3. And then we can go ahead and type in loading screen. Change the background color. And let's make this a little smaller. Put that to the left. There we go. Okay. And we went ahead and have that. We can go ahead and take out these radio buttons. And okay. And we can go ahead and put an icon here. that will have, let's say, like something like this, a weight icon, and then we can put this as red. Oh, we needed that text box. All right, so we'll put this here, center it, and said, um, thanks for choosing Start Go. We're checking on some information. Please wait. And we went ahead and centered it. Perfect. Alright, so wonder if we can actually get this to fit. Not sure why. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, actually might be a little hard. Wonder if we can't do points. Okay, so we can put it on 10 right here, and then actually let's put it here in the bottom since there's not a lot of space. There we go. Alright. Okay. So we went ahead and added that. Now let's go ahead and put we'll put this as the control center. Okay, so go ahead to menu, and we have that read record. So we can go ahead and we'll actually keep that there, and then we'll do an if else command. So if the text in username equals the username on the data, and then we'll do it again on here. Get text on text input 2, and we'll take out the console log and we'll just put that there. Alright, and it was accounts. Alright, so we need a label here. Center that, put that there, and then we'll do status 1. Now the reason we want a status is so people know that you are so that people know that you are or people know that the account is either inactive, active, it's an incorrect username or password, and so on. So we'll go ahead here on status 1, and this is for the username. Now it is up to you on whether or not you want to put like incorrect username or incorrect password or so on, so on. Now I would put incorrect username or password. That way people know. That way people know that the account is either inactive, or people know that they don't know whether the account is actually active or it's a real account. This is just to avoid spamming and such. So we can go ahead and do incorrect username or password. We'll go ahead and set a timeout of, let's do 3000. And then we can go ahead and get rid of that. Perfect. Now we'll go here, up to here, and then there we go. Same thing. So if the username and password gets it right, then it will set its screen to the control center. And then we'll just make sure that the status doesn't have anything. So we'll get rid of that. And we also want to get rid of text input 1 and 2 because we don't want it to continue having the username and password as soon as they log out. So let's see. Oh, we needed to set its screen to the loading screen, and it will just go back to the menu if there's something wrong. Otherwise, it just goes to the control center from there. So for example, if we go ahead and do John Doe login, oh, and it did it really fast. Now let's actually set a timeout on this, just so the loading screen actually has a purpose on there. Now people with slower internet, for example, might have the loading screen a little shorter, um, or it might be depending on internet speed. Basically, loading screens could be it could take longer or it could take slower. So, but I'm just gonna set a timeout so it sort of evenly does it, and we'll put this at 5,000. So if I put John Doe, and of course it's case sensitive. Thanks for choosing Start Go. We're checking out some information. Please wait. There you go. And it goes to the white screen. Now, for example, what if I just put John, but lowercase Doe? Checking out some information. And then now it says incorrect username or password. Now, what if I get Doe right, but John underscore 1, for example? There we go. It still is unable to. Okay. So let's see. What can we do now? I wish there was a way to make the password have the dots instead of actually entering the real password. I wish code.org could like make that like a font where it's just like just purely dots. But I don't know. Not sure if they will do that. Alright. So now we're at the control center. Now the control center, we can have a logout screen. And then where's the logout? Okay. Logout. There you go. Okay, so now that we have a logout, we can go ahead and go right here and put welcome, and then there you go. And then we're gonna put it like very close. There we go. And then that'll be the username. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and make that a little closer. Okay. So now we can actually put down this, we can actually center that, and then we'll put here the username of login. Or we'll just put username. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a background color, maybe a little like that. Oop. There you go. Alright, and then we can go ahead and let's see, what else can we add? Okay, so welcome to Start Go. Or no, we'll go ahead and just get to the point of the app. when they use it. So we can do here, welcome to the Start Go control center. Go ahead and center that, and we'll change the font family to not that, but yeah, something like this. And then we'll make this like the font a little smaller, and we can go ahead and change the text color to something like this. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and do right here. If you would like to, let's see, if you would like to use, or let's see, I'm trying to think how the app would look like. If you would like to use our app, or if you would like to indicate a status, not indicate a status. Actually, I think I have an idea of how the app would look like. So, right here on the bottom, it was put your identifiable ID is, and then here on the right will be the ID. And then we'll just put ID right here. Now on the welcome to the Start Go Control Center, you will have two buttons. Now, of course, you can position them differently. It is up to you. But there you go. With the image, go do this. So there'll be two images to choose from. You can either do the X mark, and then we'll put a border color. And I'll copy the border color actually. And then we'll put one here. And the image to choose will be a check. And we'll put like a caption here that says don't or not available, and we'll duplicate that with available. Okay, so now right here there will be current acceptable use. Or not current acceptable use. Status. We'll just make it status. Or current status. We'll just put it like that. And then we can go ahead and put an image right here. Actually, let's do it like this. And then we can go ahead and put a button right here. Alright, there you go. and then this will be the status underscore image 1, and then we can do actually, let's move this to the bottom. And then you have the ability to actually choose what text box to input, and then center that. Or we'll do what would you like to say. Well, actually, we'll do that, and then alright, and then you can actually do submit right here, and there we go. Alright, so this is how it would work. So every time so if you click X, and then you type in what you would like to say. Actually, here, we can put it here. You selected. Okay, this UI can get a little confusing, so I'm actually going to move these a little up. And we'll put here in like right here. And then on the right, we'll put that as 10. And status image selection text. Alright, and then that will be the what would you like to say on the text box. And then you can submit that to the server, so you can therefore so it will therefore or whatever ID it is, it will change it. There we go. Alright, and that will be the current status right now. We'll put that at first, and then we'll put a text box here. And that will be like the text according to server. Okay. So let's get started coding it actually. We'll put a data, we'll put a data table, and that data table would be control. So in the control, it will have the ID at first, and then we can go ahead and put current status and text box for text. And then we'll just put example. Okay, so let's go ahead and put another page on here. So we're gonna go ahead and do a new screen, and then we'll put indicator, indicator screen. Alright, so in the indicator screen, or we can delete this and then just use this, or not that, we can use the loading screen, and this will be called the indicator screen. And then we'll go here, and then we'll put like an exit or go back actually. And then right here, we'll say, please enter the identifiable or identification code provided from the control center. All right, and then we'll do ID code, and then we'll go ahead and center that. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and do submit. All right, and then right here, we can actually do a little question and answer. Read that only, and then let's change the color actually. Not that. A little yellow. There we go. And then we can go ahead and program the border color and the background color. Alright, and then we can do or actually no, we won't add a text box. Alright, so we can go ahead and do that. Alright, and then trying to see what else can we add on here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and, or I need to center this actually. Alright, so there will be 2 buttons you can do. So these are your options to choose from. Alright, so you can either choose permanent screen lock, or you can do and let's actually change the Y. Alright, and then here, or you can actually choose temporary or lookup code only, or lookup code only. So you only have 2 buttons, and of course we'll put down the same radio group just for simplicity. Alright, so let's see, what else can we add? What else can we add? Alright, so here on the start go, so there will be a go back. But right here, as soon as they've entered said code, take these radio buttons out, we will put the image right here, and then the text that the person would like to type in. Right here. And then put text. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can actually add a button somewhere here that says call or page user. There'll be like a button here, and then we'll just put it in the bottom actually. Okay, so now that we have that, let me just make sure that that is centered. Alright, so now that go back will be optional go back. There we go. And then we'll make the text a little bigger because we don't know what the user is going to say. And then we'll do loading or identifiable identification screen. Okay, so let's get started. So let's start with the menu. Actually, here, let's go to the data, and then since we added page user, and then we'll just put example right here. Okay, so on the control center, we're gonna mess around with that first. So we'll do control center, and of course they'll have the option to log out. So button 10 will be going back to the menu screen. Alright, and then we can go ahead and let's go ahead and mess around with the submit. Or actually, on here, on button 1, every time before you set the screen to the on or to the control center, we're gonna create a record in the control tab or in the control browser. So control, it'll be current status, text, and page user. So on here, we'll do current status, text, and page user. And then it will get the text from the current status, or actually it will just do none. Text will be nothing, and the page user will be none. Okay, so now we're going to, let's see, so now within that we're gonna read the record on here, and we'll actually save this, and it will set the number of the ID number, and that's the ID. So read record from control, and I want to get the username actually, so we'll put example also. the reason we want to add like example on each text or something to as a placeholder is because sometimes if there's no ID, it doesn't know that it's a data browser or there's a data table, and it just forgets it. So or it just says it doesn't exist. So having at least like one placeholder that you're not probably going to touch, but at least one placeholder, it will make a difference. Okay, so let's see. It'll just be an if. So if username, where's the username? Username equals the other username, then it will set the text or set the number of the said username for the ID. Okay, let's try that actually. So John Doe, login. Oh, we can't figure it out because I never put the username. Alright, so we need to, so before it's clears that text, we'll do text underscore input 1, and then we'll get the text, oh oops, I wrote that wrong, text input 1 and then username. Then it will get the text of said username, and then it should be able to figure it out from there. So John Doe and login. There you go, 3. And I can easily log out, John Doe, and it should be able to create me another one. 4. There we go. Welcome, John. There we go. Alright, so cool. We have the ID number set up, which makes it a lot simpler. So now we can go ahead to the control center. Now the control center will be in charge of a lot of things actually. So we can update said record on when you click button 11. Actually on here, let's actually program the button. So if you click image 4 or image 5, I'm guessing, it will set a text on the status image. I think that's what it's called, a status image section text. And then it will name it not available. And then the other one will say available. There we go. Image 4 and image 5 has that. And of course it has the and of course it will say it on there. So now we can actually, since there's a logout, I want to clear everything as soon as it's done. So there and ID. Alright, there we go. Let's actually, no, we'll keep that. And it's just right here. I'll just say waiting for user. So actually, we can put something on here. So on the current status, it will put none, of course, and then we'll just put waiting for user, and then page users none. Trying to figure out where would we put the page user. think we'll put it here. So current status, and then center that, and then on here we'll put in little text, and it will be the page text. Okay, alright, cool. So on the update record, and it's going to control, it will get the number ID, and then right here we're going to be asking for a lot of text. So I'm going to copy and paste the control. There we go. And now we need to be careful on the update record. The reason being is that as if you don't add, let's say, username, even though it has it, it will clear it. So I would really be careful on that part. Okay, so on the current status, it will get the text of the status image section text, and then it will get the text on the text underscore input 5. The page user will still say none, and username will still say username. Now after that, I'm actually going to use this text input 5, and then it's going to say complete, set a timeout of probably 30,000, and then right here it will just be blank. Okay, so that should work. We finished that section. Now we can do the current status. So every time, so when you click the accounts, you can go ahead and do time loop from here. So the time loop will be every, we don't want to overdo it, so 3,000, and then we can do the page text. It will, or actually it will read from the control, and it will, let's see, and then we're going to do something like the username and the password, and how we made it. So we will put, so if the ID equals the ID, and then right here, and then if the username equals the username, there you go. Alright, so if the ID matches the ID and the username matches the username on there, then it should, let's see, okay, so we're going to use a text box. We're going to put it like right here. Now, text box doesn't have to be open, or it doesn't have to, we don't have to change the width or anything. We're going to make them hidden. And it will be the page, what's the other one? Image status, and we don't have to add like the text box. So, page and image status, just remember where they are, in case you made it a long name, or for example. And then we can do right here, or we can do set the text on image status, and it will be current status, or it'll get the current status of it. And then we can go ahead and do page. The page will be from the page user. And then the text. And from the text we will actually put it on text according to, where is it? Text according to server. We'll just put it there since there's already something there. Okay, so, and we'll put something here. If there you go. We'll take it out of the read record section. So if the text in let's see, I'm trying to see what we can do. Okay, so if the image status, and I'm not sure what we named it on here, so available and not underscore available. So we'll put parentheses available. Then it will set an image on here on the status. We'll just name it here. The status image 1 to the check. And then it will do it again. And if it says not underscore available, then we can do the X mark, that one. All right, and then we actually have one more. And if it just says, which it should, I think it was on the create records actually. The current if the current status just says none, then it will just do that warning sign or the caution sign. Okay, so we have that. Now the page user. So if the page saying none, which I'm guessing is also what it says, the page. If the page says none, then it will, then the set text of page text will say no indication. But if it does, or it says paged, then it will set the text again, as in you are being paged. Please check. You are being paged. Please check whoever is viewing the app. All right, there you go. All right, and then we have that time loop ready. So I just realized on the indicator screen or the identification screen, actually, if it pages the user, or actually no, where's the control center? Here. There will be a button probably here, and it's going to say stop page. And then That's button 24. So here, let's actually go on to the on event, and then button 24 will just be the stop page. Okay, so it will actually just be the so button 24 will just be the stop page. So just put it as none again. Actually, we need to be a little careful on this part. So on the current status, status image 1. It will get that from the status image 1 because we want to be careful on this part because probably nothing will be selected here. So we want to change only the current status. And then the text will be the text according to server. And then page user will be none. And then username will be just be username. Alright, there you go. Alright, that should fix it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else can we add. I think that's it on this page. So let's go on to the menu screen. Or actually, we need to mess around with the log, with the control center or logout. So of course it will set the text ID and whatever. Then the set image, status image 1, it will just show that caution, and then there you go. And then we need to put the page text to nothing. Alright, there you go. So we've completed the control center. Now we need to do the indicator. And then we'll just do check. Or we'll make it full. And then we'll just put check screen. Or check status screen. And when you click that, that should go to the here, button 25. And that will set the screen to the indicator screen. Right? Yeah. Alright. And then now we'll go all the way to the bottom. And we will go type in indicator screen. So every time, so you can click the go back button 14. And is there a status on here? No, there is not. Status 2, center that, and take that out. Okay, so on the button, when you click button 14, you're gonna set the text on text input 8 as none, and then you're gonna set the radio button. What are the radio buttons? 14 and 16. You're gonna do radio button 14. Is that how it was? Here, radio button 14 as false, and then radio button 16 as false also. Okay. Oh, and the status. Oop, wrong one. Status 2. Okay, cool. We have that all set up. Or that's for button 14. So now when you click button 16, it will read the records from control. And then on control, it will do if there is a number from text input 8 that matches the ID, then it will do whatever. But first, let's do the status 2. I'll actually copy this. Status 2, and then it's just say no identifiable code. Oop. No identifiable code. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so status 2, we'll say that. And then we'll keep this console log here for now. Then it will, let's see. Okay, now it will set the screen to, I'm actually going to copy that, but it will set the screen to the identification screen, which is this one. But on that, trying to see what we can add. All right, so on the, so let's actually mess around with these buttons. So if so here we don't need to add the equal. If the radio button 14, which is this one, if that is checked, then we would then on the identification screen it will hide the element, the optional go back. There we go. And then, but that's for the permanent. But if the lookup or radio button 16, if it's just a lookup code only, then it will show the element optional go back. There we go. Okay. So, it sets the screen for the identification screen. But now we need to do the read records. Let's see, what else can we do? Okay, so on the read records, because we want to add another one just in case, another read records inside the read records, we're gonna actually, okay, so when you're on the identification screen, then you're gonna set the text on, or where is the, this one? We're actually gonna use this a lot. Alright, so on the optional go back and it does that, then there will be a timed loop. And it will be every 3000. So if if they are available, then image 11 will do that. If not, then it will do that. Otherwise, it will just do that. On the text, where's that? Text. Oh, that's not the, oh, oops. Let's see. Because there is like a test screen that we added on the control center screen, and we can actually use that. But Actually, take this out, and then there you go. Set the text on the yeah, the text, and then there you go. So now text, there you go. Okay, so we have that all set up. Now we need to go ahead and do the page user. Let's see. Actually, that's not in this screen. So after it goes to the identification screen, then now we can set the image URL on image 11 to the loading, or with the hourglass. So it'll just do that for now. And then the text needs to be blank. Actually, we can copy and paste this and put it here. Alright, and then of course the time loop will do its thing. It'll set the text on here, and then it will set the screen to this screen. Now for this screen, I'm trying to see what else we can add. But on the screen, we can go ahead and do, because we need to figure out the page user. Actually, we're not going to put anything on there. On the page user, when button 21 is clicked, and we'll take out the console log now, then it will update a record on here. Let's see. Put it here, and then take that out. And then that's label 48. So actually we can name that status 3. This will just be a status. It won't really for just the page user. Okay, there you go. And then when you click the page user, then it will update the records of the current status. The current status, it will be how will this work? Let's see. See, this is now a problem, because actually we can actually use the image status within the control center. So that actually works. And then the text will be from the text. And then yeah, we can actually use some of this. Alright, so image status will be from there. The text will be we can actually change that. We can put it to just the regular text, and then it will get the number from ID. Or actually, text input 8. We'll put it like that. Text input 8. It shouldn't clear it. Oh, it is going to clear it. We can take that out. Hold on, copy that. And then on the go back. Wait a minute. When you click button 16, it will, or actually when you click the optional go back, Okay, so it will do that, and then I think we'll take this out and we'll put it here, just so we can have some of the text already in here. But other than that, we have that. Oh, the get text username. Oh, that's a tricky one. But page user, we're gonna use that, and I believe it means, where's the, so if it says paged, okay. So we can go ahead to page user and then do paged instead, but the username is where it gets a little tricky. Okay, so we'll read the records, or we're just gonna get this, and then we'll put it onto the timed loop. So the username, which we'll be taking from the other screen, will say the username, and then it should just work from there. And yeah, that should be pretty much it. So let's try it out. Okay, so we can do John Doe login, and then here we are. So let's see. So let's say you want to do available or not available, and I would say filming currently. Submit, and I'll do complete. And then on here in the current status, I'm hoping it's gonna change. It is not gonna change. Okay, I have to check that. But assuming that we don't see this, if we go here to check screen and then 5, and let's just do permanent. Type error. Records is undefined. Okay, alright, so we need to put this in its own. So control 5, filming currently. So it was able to get that, but the image, it didn't. I think that's because we don't have anything on the image section. So we will set the text of the image status from what's of the current status. There you go. Alright, so there we go. That should fix it. So if we go on 5, let's look at the data. There we go, filming currently. And if I wanted to page the user, there you go, it says paged. Okay, so we need to fix the control center because the control center seems to not be doing anything. So we can, what screen is this? Control center. So we on the control center. Is there a timed loop? There is. Read records control. Let's see. Okay, so when you read the records, so it's gonna be reading the records of the control, and then it will try to figure out what the ID is. So if the number of the ID matches this ID, then and then the username matches the username, Actually, we should set up as timeout because I feel like it's doing it instantly. And then we'll put it as 5,000. And then okay, that should fix it. I'm not sure if it would, but it's worth a shot. Not available. Test, submit, complete. And it still hasn't anything. Okay, we can do what we did on the or let's see here. So we'll get the number from ID. Okay, so let's not make this too complicated. We'll just get rid of the username part. And let's try that. There, test, submit. Okay, I have an idea. So we're gonna get rid of the whole set timeout because I don't think it would work on that. I would have to diagnose that a little. So what I think we're going to do is as soon as it sets the screen to the control center. So every time you click button 11, then it will set the image of whatever the actually I shouldn't have deleted that yet. Okay, so we're gonna get this whole thing. We'll take out the page. Set the timeout. We'll take that out, and then we will go here, or we'll take that. And then on button 11, so we're gonna make this static mostly, meaning like it's not gonna be contacting the server. The other one seems to be though. But go here, and we're gonna set the text, or right now we're transferring it. So where is it? So set number of the ID, and then read the records. Okay, we can get rid of that now. And then this one, we will take okay, there you go. Okay, so on here, on button 11, when you, so let's see, it will set the text of the image status of whatever it was on the status image. Where is that? Was it that? Yeah, status image section text. And then the page, we'll leave that out. And then the text according to server will just be whatever you said on text input 5. Okay, so now we have, so now there would be another issue, which is the page text. So we're actually gonna, that's gonna be the one that's gonna be live. So when you click button 1 and then you go to the control center, then we're gonna go ahead and do page text. Or there will be a timed loop. And it will be if the ID matches this ID, then, and then we'll just name it control. Now this is what we've done before, but I'm gonna I'm gonna see what exactly what was wrong with it. But does button 24 have oh yeah, it does. Okay, so on the, if as soon it does that, then it will set the text on page text, and then it will read the records, and then I'll grab that, and then it will be the page user. Okay, so let's try that. So John Doe, and then there we go, none right now. Okay, so here, let me open, okay, so let's see. So let's say I want to do available, and then I would like to say hello, I'm available. Submit, and changes that. Of course, I can stop the page, and then on the check status screen, and if I just want to do lookup code only, hello, I'm available. And why are you not showing the image now? Let's see here. What's going on here? It didn't save the current status. Okay. John Doe. Hold on, I want to see how this one, available, submit. The stop page seems to be doing something. So where's button 24? Okay. Oh, it's getting it from the control center, and then image status. That's what it meant to say. There we go. Okay, so I think everything should be settled. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put it to our black screen now, or for now, and then we're going to compare the code now. Okay. Okay, so let's say John Doe logs in, and then you're checking the screen status. So, oh, the identifiable code is 10. I'll do that, and I'll just do a permanent screen lock since I want to show this on another device. Okay, so now it's just waiting for a user. So we'll do I'm not available, and I'm currently doing a live stream, and it will submit. And it says doing a live stream. Why are you not changing the image? Okay, I have to check that, but of course you can page the user, and it says being paged, and I can stop the page, and then there you go. And then yeah, that should be how it's supposed to look like. I'm not sure though why this isn't the page. Alright, so button 16, so when you click button 11, it should at least name it, unless, no wait, it has. So I think the other screen doesn't know what it's doing. Let's see here. So, doing a timed loop, and it will set the text. Oh, it doesn't know, because I need to put that here in the current status. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. So, John Doe is not available, submit, and then I change it to available. Log out. I think that was 11. Permanent screen lock. There you go. Now the image is changing, and the page user should work. Great. We got that all set up. So now I forgot a screen. We'll do sign up right here, or register. And this will be our last line of code. So we'll go here to the loading screen, duplicate that, and do register. Take that out, and then we'll put here, thanks for choosing Start Go. Yeah. Do username, and then password. And then we can go ahead and put submit. Okay, so we got that all set up. Please register below. Okay, and then submit, and then there'll be a status right here. 4. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back right here. Okay, so let's program this as our last line of code. So we'll do register on event button 28, and then we'll set the screen back to the menu, with of course taking out these. So text underscore input 10, we'll have, oops, text underscore input 10, we'll have nothing, and 11, and then status 4. Okay, so we have that all set up. Now, this should be fairly simple for people that did watch my past videos. But creating the record, when you click button 27, it will go to accounts. And we're going to take out the rank because we don't really need that. And the name. Okay, so username, password, time created, and status. So username, password, time created, and status. Okay, so it will get the text of the username, and then it will also get the text on the password. Time created will be date, and then opening and closing parentheses, and then the status would be active. And then it will set the text on status 4, and it says account created. And then I'll just copy this, and there you go. Okay, so, and that should be it. Oh, we'll get the text input 11, and then there you go. Text input 10, text input 11, and then there you go. So now I did have a question regarding, this was in a past video, regarding duplication of, or how would you say username taken and so on. So that's actually fair. So this is actually a little fairly simple. So we want to make it where read records, and then it'll do accounts. Yeah, and then we are going to do if there is a username, like this one. So if there is a username that matches the username in text underscore input 10, then it will, then we will block it immediately. So it will say username found, username duplicated, or please choose another username taken. There you go. Alright, and then yeah, otherwise it will do the else, and then it will just create the username. But before we do that, actually, let's see. Actually, no, we'll do that. But we need to be very careful on this part because we want it to clear it. Now, let's see. Actually, let's see this first. So let's say I want to, oh, there's no, we'll on event it, button 26, and then we'll set the screen to register. Yeah, and then I'm guessing it wants us to clear text input 1 and 2 and status. Okay, so let's say, there you go, to go back. Yeah, there's John, and then test, submit, please choose another username. Now, sometimes, and I'm not saying it's going to add it again, but I found that there's a little glitch with this. Even though it said there's a username taken, it sometimes just goes to the else command area, and it'll just still create it for some reason, even though it says there's another username already. So make sure you add this. I'm not sure if it will happen to you, but for me, make sure you add the text input 10 and 11 and to clear it, and then it will say please choose another username, just in case it creates like a random username again. But that should fix it. So John, test, please choose another username taken, but we'll do test and testing, account created, test and testing. There you go, test and testing. And then of course you can do whatever you'd like on there. And then we can just put this on beta. And that is pretty much it. So that's pretty much the basics on how to make something like this. The reason I wanted to create it is because since COVID-19 is there, and I get that parents and other people working from home need something like this, so people will know about like, oh, the status of what they are. Are they available? Are they not available? Are they at work? Or are they busy? Something like that. So this makes it a little more easier for users. And of course, I will put this in the description below in case people want to experiment with it. But other than that, that should be it. I'm not Now the video, I'm not sure, this video, I'm not sure it will be live, or I made it unlisted, but it's not going to go straight to the channel yet. I have to review the video, but other than that, that should be pretty much it. So, thanks for watching, be safe, wash your hands, and have a wonderful day. I'm sorry. Um, I'm not sure if anyone had any questions. I did say that this channel, or this video would have any questions. So, I'll wait a minute. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful day.